Well, good morning. It's February 1st, 2022. On my way into the day job. Yesterday was a good day. Had some after hours work for the primary job, which took me all the way out to Florence. And good ticket. And as a result, I didn't get home until 8:30, and therefore it just wasn't really viable or worth it to go out for an hour and a half in order to do the secondary source of income. That means that we've blown past our goal for the primary job for this pay period, which is good because, like I mentioned yesterday, we've got Brianna's birthday coming up, Aaron's birthday coming up, Valentine's Day, Tracy and my anniversary. Can't remember if there was another thing, but a lot of outgoing cash flow. As far as the secondary source of income, I believe that we reached our goal, even though we took out, I think, $13.50 for Fabio and the car, and to meet some of our bill requirements for our family budget. But that money is piling up, which is a good thing. I think that I'm going to kind of weigh between the 10-year millionaire concept and budget as to where we're at, and what my goals are as far as, socking away money on a monthly basis as to what those goals are, and if there's excess money and we're at our goal period, if there's any excess money, I'm going to throw that towards debt and our credit cards and whatnot. So that will probably happen into February or March, and looking forward to that. That will reduce minimally some of the cash flow problems inside of the family budget, but nonetheless, it's making progress, towards our ultimate goal and keeping us on target, and so that's a good path. Yesterday, watched a bunch of videos. I sped them up to like 1.75 speed on YouTube videos in order to plow through them. A lot of the videos right now, he's changed his format, and they're more like hour-long podcast interview type stuff. There are minimal number of nuggets inside of that information. I do go out to their website for the trade risk, and that's a nice feature. I should be able to cut and paste some of that information and throw it inside of OneNote to migrate that into different sections inside of the once invested document. Things like accounting, crypto, trade strategies, etc. Some PCFs. Formulas and whatnot for scanning inside of TC2000. I do need to check the credit card information because we changed the billing address on the Schwab account in order to use that for the balance of nature, and so that may have affected the automatic withdrawal of funds for the TC2000. So being it a new month, I need to check to make sure that went through, and that TC2000 is up and running, even though right now we're not using that platform to its capabilities right now. So yesterday I did manage to finish the routine and Simutrade sections, and we're off into accounting inside of the once invested document. Remember yesterday I told you that the routine and the Simutrade sections are a living, breathing type section. And what do I mean by that? It means that as we're going through each one of these different strategies and tapping into the Simutrade and all of these other different sections and whatnot, when we're starting to take action on these different items, the routine will change, the Simutrade process will change, and so that has a good foundation right now, but it will ultimately be changing on a continual basis. So it's taking baby steps, in order to be able to run later. And so yesterday was kind of a crazy day. We did manage to meet most of the requirements. A couple of our clients wanted to do stuff last minute, and we were not able to support that because of the minimal number of drivers that we have. And trying to get some of the stuff done inside of the courts. Things sometimes usually take 20 minutes. They ended up taking almost 2 hours, to be in line, and they wanted to all of a sudden at the end of the day have us go down and do something, and it just doesn't work. So that's a failure in their process. Just to give you an example, somebody inside of a lawyer's office knows that a document has to be taken care of and filed and go through all the different steps to get it inside of the legal system. And so therefore somebody knew, lawyer, assistant, as soon as they were tasked with the job, bam, immediately they should have let us know that we're going to be working on something and there may be a chance that we're going to need you end of day, so that we can tell them immediately, hey, we can support that, we cannot support that. Instead, they wait until they're done with the document and then all of a sudden want to give us a call and hand off the project to try and get it done by end of day. And then, who knows? We can't predict, because it's not a cut and dry system as far as how long things are going to take, say, inside of the courts. And so, they get frustrated at us because we can't, meet their requirements, but they're not setting us up for success. And so that is a system. And so that's what we're trying to do inside of the Once Invested section, which I know people are frustrated because they want us to show results, show that this will work. And it's like, no, the system needs to be put in place for success and failure points. And that's going to be something that's going to be continually changing. Although we need to have a foundational set of steps in there, and that's what we're in the process of doing. So it will come. I know people are anxious, they're frustrated, they want to see us succeed, they want to possibly tap into what it is that we're doing, but it's almost like a pregnancy. It'll happen. Sometimes it takes, that 9 months. Sometimes you have to induce the labor at the end, but the baby has to go full term in order to have a successful birth. So you can do this prematurely and you can pull out the baby early, but then all of a sudden you've got complications, and even though the baby's arrived, you've got, more time spent in the hospital, more bills, more expenditures, et cetera, et cetera. You may have growth problems, with the child because you've done all this stuff prematurely. So, it needs to mature. It needs to go that full gamut, and we're in that process. And so I think there's 12 chapters that we've got broken out, and right now I think we're in chapter 7, in the accounting. Granted, some of the final chapter 12, is massive, because that's all the different strategies. But remember, we're just going to be dividing this stuff up into actionable items, but we're not actually going to be using all the different strategies that are in there. We're going to be cherry picking and becoming experts at a few, and then that's where we take those and jump into the semi-trade in that whole process. So we are firing on all cylinders. We're making progress on all areas of this project. We've got the finances that are coming in. We've got advancement being made on the Once Invested. We're continually learning, and at the same time, we're managing our personal finances, managing the fixing of the Dodge Grand Caravan, and trying to raise a 10-year-old who's almost going to be 11, and trying to stay in love with Valentine's Day and the anniversary. So lots going on. But like I said, we are firing on all cylinders. We're getting everything done. We're we're also taking care of our health with a balance of nature, and paying down debt. So all of these things are up in the air. Everything's making progress. Yes, you want some of those to excel faster than others, but everything needs to be pushed forward, and that's all part of the routine. Are we able to handle all aspects of this stuff? And eventually it would be nice to be able to farm some of that stuff out and hire people to take care of our finances and our bills. It would be nice to have somebody take care of the yard work. It would be nice to have somebody come in and clean the house. It would be nice to have somebody make sure that there's food on the table and or cook the meals and whatnot. And hopefully this will all become a reality. The challenge partly that I'm facing is in some of these videos, they're really poo-pooing the idea of being able to make a living trading in stocks. And something you really need to know about me. Don't tell me I can't. Don't tell me that most people fail. I am not most people. I am Tom Angelo. I am an individual. I have the ability to become that expert. I'm not part of the masses. Don't tell me that something is going to fail, because I look at problems that most people call problems. I look at them as challenges. I look at them as something to be overcome. And somebody will always find that, hey, it's not moving fast enough, it's not to the quality that I want, et cetera, and it's like, tell me what the focus is, tell me what the pain point is, and we'll meet and exceed that. But some people just want to use those problems and they just want to shut down and say that it won't work and it's a reason to quit. I use that on the opposite side, and I'm just like, that's the whole reason why we need to move forward. That's the whole reason why we need to make progress. Tell me what your needs are. I can meet those needs. I can exceed those needs. And the human mind and our capability is amazing. You just have to tap into it, and most people don't. We use such a small fraction of our capabilities, and so I hope that you are able to tap into your massive potential, and I hope that you meet and exceed your dreams and your wishes. And I'm trying to forge the way. I'm trying to give you that mindset. I'm trying to show you through our actions on a daily basis as to what the potential is and what the capabilities are. It's ultimately up to you as to whether or not you're going to choose to go down that same path. You don't have to follow in my footsteps, but there's a lot of wisdom in what I'm doing that even if you were to take a fraction of that and apply that to your life, you would find life-changing results. So hopefully when I'm not here and you manage to find all these videos, you'll see that, wow, Dad did this, on a daily basis. Dad's just forging and plugging ahead. Dad does care about us. Dad does want to be involved in our lives. Dad did show us the way. Dad set us up for success, or set up his grandkids for success. And ultimately, this is like my final love letter to you guys. Do I wish that we could spend every moment of every day with each other? Absolutely. But it's a two-sided coin. It's my side. I made the choice that yes, I'd love to have that relationship, and it's up to you guys as to whether or not you want to have that relationship. And so right now I'm just focusing on me, and hopefully at some point in time you're working on you and you have that aha moment, whether that's that you're going through a relationship challenge that all of a sudden you're like, wow, now I know what Dad went through. Hopefully it's not a divorce with kids or any of that type of stuff, or Dad went through bankruptcy while we're going through that challenge, and now I know how he feels. All these other messages that we've gotten from other family members, that's all their twisted way of, bad mouthing Dad. Let's go find out what the reality is. Let's go find out who he actually is and what he's all about. And you'll find that what's being said is not the reality at all. So there's a whole story behind all this stuff. You just have to be willing to go dig in and go find the truth. And I think once you do find the truth, you'll find that I've given you the space to become who you want to be. And wherever you're at, if you reach out and you want a helping hand, I'm not going to judge you from your entire past. I'm going to meet you where you are right now and go into the future and give you options. And ultimately, you have to make the choice and you have to live with those decisions. So Brianna's experienced that. Everybody else tries to pigeonhole her and get her to do what they want her to do. And what she's found in dealing with me is that I love her unconditionally, no matter where it is that she's at, no matter what it is that she's done, no matter how well she's succeeded, even though it's not the path that somebody else wanted her to go down. I'm right there and I'm celebrating with her. If she runs into a challenge, I don't say, well, you wouldn't have been here had you not gone down these different paths, and beat her up for that whole process. It's like, wow, we're here right now. How can we make some choices that will get you back onto the right path? So I look at myself as a life coach, and Brianna's seen that, and hopefully at some point in time some of the other kids will too. So all right, well, I'm at work, and this is probably a long video, so I'm going to end this for now and jump in and go start on my tasks to go move the project forward. So I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we shall talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.